All right. There we go. Good evening, everyone. It is the Geek-Posium. There's no intro music today because I did not find time to do it.
Too much Honkai Star Rail?
Too much Honkai Star Rail. Okay, it is not my fault. I started playing it like a week ago, and I spent like $15, and then ever since then, it's whenever I get enough for a 10 pull, it's like here's a 5-star. I'm like, oh, I could actually use this 5-star on my team. I have to go and level it up. So, and get equipment and level up its other thing.
See,
like,
so you're having all sorts of work bullshit, and Honkai's consuming your life.
no, it's not
I'm in the
consuming
middle of
my
midterms, and Cyberpunk's Phantom Liberty's consuming my life.
No, what's consuming my life is like day-to-day dredge work, and like I have to clean out that room for personal stuff. But that is what's taking up my time. And now that that's almost done, I will have something better to play than Honkai Star Rail. That's my plan.
How much money have you spent on Honkai?
$15. That's it.
That is both non-impressive and impressive.
It's been 2 weeks now. I've only spent $15. I was on my very first day back. I was like, I'm gonna buy $10 worth of coins or chips or whatever the fuck it is, and then I was like, and I'll buy the 1 month like coin pack thing where they give you like a little bit of the jade stuff you need for summoning, and it's like in 2 days you get enough for one ticket. I go, cool. So this will give me enough for 10 tickets by the end of the month. But as I do missions, I also get the stupid things for the tickets. So what the hell do I care? It just adds on. But ever since then, it's been like, here's a 5-star. Here's a 5-star. Here's a 5-star. I'm like, you mother. Like I was complaining about lacking tanks and healers, and the very first 10 pull I get is here's the new 5-star tank and the 4-star healer that everyone really likes. I'm like, fuck you.
It's because you paid money. The algorithm's been manipulated.
Algorithms like this guy has money. If we keep getting him to giving him 5-stars, eventually he'll put in more. I'm like, no. This was a one-time deal. I might do $5 again in a month, and that's it. Maybe if I feel like it. We'll see how I'm feeling.
And then I'll start pumping out 1-stars until you put more money in.
That's fine. I have a team that works. I don't care. I have a functioning team until I get to the next part of the story. I don't care.
And then the next part of the story, your team won't work.
Probably. That'll be the exact issue. Anyway, I've been doing that. We just did Anime USA like 2 weeks ago.
We did Anime USA 2 weeks ago, and then we took last week off because I had family shit.
Yep. So it's been a little while. Not much has happened in the world outside of the SEC getting ass mad that Elon Musk refuses to testify in their thing, and he's like, "Here's my written statement and my deposition. I don't really answering any other questions because they're all in that deposition. Goodbye." And they're just like, "No, you must come to us in Congress." And he's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah. Eventually, that's not going to work. And if he keeps doing it, it's going to get him in deep shit because if the SEC, he's head of 3 different companies, and if he's being a jerk about one, the minority shareholders of the others can go after him for not having the best interest of that company in mind, or not. How the fuck? What's the legal phraseology? I'm tired. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm also dead to the world on what the fuck anything is anymore.
But that's the one concern with him, like owning Twitter and SpaceX and Tesla, and them all being separate companies, is because they're all separate companies, and they're all corporations. Those are 3 different entities that you owe duties for, and you can end up doing you can have conflict of interest between those 3 companies.
There's no conflict of interest there. There's just nonsense. Like
well, that the minority shareholders can say, "Oh, Elon ran his mouth off in regards to this investigation and looks bad on the other dude, looks bad on our company, even though it was him dealing with with acting as head of a different company." That's the issue when he's CEO of all three, or chairman of the board of all three.
Yeah. That's an issue. Although I think he's stepped down, or he's stepping down from chairman of the board for 2 of them, I believe, isn't he?
That's probably the smart move,
mm-hmm.
just to limit his exposure.
Yeah. I think I think he's just keeping SpaceX, and he's like the other two. He's like, I'll put someone else in charge. Do what I want, you'll stay. Screw up, you go bye.
That makes
beyond
sense.
that,
makes sense.
Anime USA was fun.
Yes,
it was a good time. I liked chilling out with people. I think I slept well. My brain is somewhere if it ever goes anywhere. I will say, Boobs the panel went very well. People enjoyed it.
What I saw of it, it went well.
Mm-hmm. Good audience interaction. Good everything else. Was a good time.
All my stuff went well. We had the best run we've had of Greatest Asses.
Which, again, my general feeling on a panel is by the 3rd time you should have some rhythm and idea as to how it should go.
And we've got it now.
Yeah, and we've got it now. My problem, which is the only hiccup I had all weekend, was Henshin Hentai, and it's the same hiccup I've had the last 2 times I've done this panel, which is why we will not be doing Henshin Hentai until I get a completed presentation. That's because this is the 3rd time now, and I've done this panel 3 times, and each time I've had to do the exact same thing, where I'm sitting in the room getting materials and fixing the panel.
This is honestly like the 3rd time you've had a con run.
I wanted to go out and check out things and like check out Justin's panels on Saturday, and I couldn't do that. I was like, all right, well, I'm stuck in this room working on this panel for the next 4 hours when I shouldn't be. It's upsetting. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want in my life. So we will not be doing that until that has been fixed. I did put in one of his other panels for KatsuCon. KatsuCon panels were due on the 2nd. Then they extended it. I'm guessing they didn't get enough people interested in doing panels.
Wonder why.
The reason why is very simple. Most people don't go to KatsuCon for the panels. Those who do are really good, really good audience.
Those who do, they're a great audience, but most people don't.
Yeah, most people sit in the Gaylord and they sit in the atrium level, and that's kind of it. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your con, that's on you. And some of them go to the dealer's room. But again, if that's what you want to do with your con, that's you have fun. Yeah, you have fun.
They drink and they take pictures of cosplayers or their cosplayers and get their photos taken.
Yeah, and that's what that's have fun. I mean, my room is full of 3 models now. So it's like, and one's a new model who also wants to do photography. I'm like, that's fine. Let me see what we can do, what we can get done. We'll get some stuff done, type of deal. Because I'm just tired.
Yeah,
I'm just tired. But
you see these daggers in my eyes. I'm tired.
Like I finished work at like 10, and immediately just rolled over into bed.
Oof.
I was like, and I'm done, and good night. We were promised like gift cards for all the hard work and clearing out the queue for a lot of mishaps that were happening in the Georgia area. And I was like, cool, I'm getting a gift card, and then like mine never showed up, so I kept like going, hey, I haven't gotten mine yet. Hey, I haven't got mine yet. Hey, still haven't seen it yet. They're like, check your quarantine folder. Like, I don't have a quarantine folder because my Outlook is just web based. You guys have never given me Outlook.
You never gave me Outlook, guys.
You never gave me Outlook. I don't have a quarantine folder. It doesn't exist.
Oops.
Like that's an issue there. That's a whatever, I don't care type of deal. and dealing with people too high up on the chain looking over my work. And I'm going, I wish you wouldn't do that, one. And two, why is it every time I go on break something breaks? Like I leave for 5 minutes to get some food, and my phone explodes with warning. I'm like, I hate this new system.
You're cursed. That's why. You're not allowed to ever take a break.
Like, and so I get to come back from break and go, move that to there, move this to that, that goes there, fix that. That's a power issue. We can't do anything about that. That's that. That's me just going, yeah, like whatever. Anyway. Otherwise, I love AUSA continues to be the little con I love. I saw Shenanigans is happening in New Jersey. It's supposed to be some 21 plus anime con thing, but it doesn't have a website.
I found their website.
Did you? I can't find their website. I keep looking for it. You'll have to send it to me at some point. But I'm looking at that. Maybe
I found it and then I've lost it.
See, it's not just me. I found like because it came to me on as like a Facebook thing. It was an invite. I was like, I'll check it out. And like the Facebook invite was just a link to the ticketing and like hotel rooms, and I'm going, yeah, but do you have any information on panels, anything at all? Like, I appreciate the hustle on getting me to buy a ticket. I love that hustle. You know what else I would love?
Though. I'm not your average guest.
I'm a little more into things, and if I like what I see, I might get a dealer's room table to sell some boobs.
That would be a good place to put up a dealer's table.
That's what I was thinking. But this is me trying to get shit together. But it's just difficult. It is.
Yep.
Anyway, and you've been playing two things. You've been playing Cyberpunk. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty came out. I'm enjoying it so far.
Is it good?
It's good.
Okay. Because I know that the writing on some of the things in Cyberpunk is not very good. I'm specifically talking about the river storyline. I'm like, this guy is your gay lover. I'm going, this guy's a sociopath. Is this what gay men like? Oh my lord! And then he puts you in. First of all, he puts you on a mission to save his nephew as a date. I'm like, well, this is a really weird date. And then after you save his nephew, he invites you over to his sister's place where they have
that's not necessarily a date. That's more, I need your help.
No, he's all like, I need you. I'm like, okay. My nephew, go, you motherfucker. Like, that was not a I need you, my nephew needs help. That was I need you. Whoa.
I didn't interpret it as it being gay.
It was severely gay.
It didn't get gay until after for me, it didn't seem gay until after you rescue the nephew, and then it's like, oh, let's go be bros and drink on the water tower, and then it started to get really gay really fast. Like, did I miss something here?
Like, I missed a dialogue choice somewhere. I hit the wrong thing.
Like, I'm sorry, but my V's already committed to Paneo.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, wait one gosh darn minute here. Can I ask a question? Did the people who wrote this guy, did they also decide the writing for all the people in Baldur's Gate 3? This is what this feels like. And then, if you continue down River storyline, eventually he asks you out in front of a dinner with his family, and it's like, so if I say no, I'm the asshole in front of your sister.
No, what my V got, they might have changed it a little bit. What my V got is his sister asks, "Are you single?" And he goes, "Wait a minute, I'm pumping the brakes. I'm saying no, he's mine, bitch."
Well, it didn't help. I was playing a big boobed Asian girl with a big penis, so that's my V. Because I wanted the blue haired lesbian. I'm like, listen, I like Pan Am's ass, but Judy has got boobs, so. Then Judy just got weird with some psychedelic scuba diving thing. I'm like, all right, Listen, I'm not on enough drugs for this. All right. I'm just not. Like I clearly chose the right storyline for me personally, but frankly, I am not on enough drugs for this.
What, you weren't into the tank sex with Pan Am?
I like the tank sex. Have you not seen our Rumble with the 18 plus content marker there? Because we put on the tank sex scene. It's also on our YouTube. It's why we have a strike. I get strikes and I'm like, what? 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 It's what? Marked for no, it's marked not for children. What do you want from me? It's not my fault you don't age verify these people.
But anyway, so they kind of they changed the game a little bit.
Okay.
So early on, as you start to get well known, you get called by Mr. Blue Eyes.
Right.
He just calls you out of the blue just to introduce himself when you want to do stuff in Pacifica.
Right.
When you get to that point in Judy's storyline where when Judy's storyline is like becomes the main storyline for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you go and do that stuff, you call Mr. Blue Eyes first. He is the introduction to the Voodoo Boys.
Right.
And then Phantom Liberty kicks in right after the Voodoo Boys.
I've been told to do Phantom Liberty closer, further on, like much further on, because
you can wait to do stuff, but you get contacted. And you know how before you would like when you walk out of the church, you pass out and you wake up somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you start to pass out, that's when Songbird
messages
that's
you.
when the Songbird contacts you and hijacks the relic.
Gotcha.
Like while you're in the middle of passing out, she assumes direct control of the relic and uses that to contact you. And even though you can wait to do it, there's a sense of urgency that you need to get to Dogtown fucking now.
Gotcha. See,
because Space Force 1 is going down.
I have been told to wait near the end because that way all of your friends can join in on the battle. And I'm like, you know what I would love to see? River getting shot at. I mean, River helping me out. Absolutely.
So there's a lot of hurry up and wait in it so you can continue cooking along the main game.
Okay.
So like I started it early, but I'm only about a third of the way through. And now in the main game, I'm at the point of no return. Okay. And I'm cleaning stuff up, and I've finished, like, I'd already finished Pan Am's storyline because I was like, well, I want somebody before going in there, but I didn't know when that would kick in. I did Judy's storyline, I've done River's storyline, and I'm in the middle of Carrie's storyline.
Gotcha. All right.
So and so far it's like, do a bunch of stuff, wait, do a bunch of stuff, wait. But they add new things to do while you wait.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of gigs to do in Pacifica and Dogtown. There's an entirely new class of gigs for El Capitan.
Okay, cool. Because like he's I finished his gigs like really fast. I was like, what do I do now, El Capitan? Like I liked you as a guy, so which is why I did all your gigs, and now I have nothing left except for well, Mr. Hands.
So his new gigs are you're stealing cars for his chop shop. And they've changed the system where you don't go to people to buy their cars anymore. There's an online system for him.
Okay.
But there's terminals. All the places where you could buy them before, there's a terminal now to not completely break the old game.
Gotcha. All right.
And every time you steal one of his cars, you get a discount.
All I know is I tended to try and find mission cars and bikes. Like I have one of the ridiculous hard to find bikes by accident. Because I oopsed into that mission. And I was like, oh, well, here it is. And I was like, find this guy. I go, I know where that is. It's right over here. And I went over there and like, oh, this guy. And I went through the whole thing. And then at the end, if you don't kill him, you can get a special motorcycle, and it's got like an Oni skull and it's got blue neon. It looks really cool. And it looks like one of those old 1980s biker gang, Japanese biker gang bikes.
Neat.
So I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I need for my Asian chick with the huge boobs. And then the game glitches, and my clothes come off, and then I'm banned from Twitch again.
Then you're banned. So there's a lot less glitching, but there are still like, it's like every once in a while the game will forget what version it is, and the 1.0 glitches will come back for a brief second.
I know the 1.4 or whatever we're on now. Like
we're on 2.01 now.
Are we? Okay. Well, I do know the latest update added in grave markers for every one of the edge runners, and like
that was the edge runner update. There was an update after that, and then with Phantom Liberty, there was a complete overhaul of the new game. They also changed how they do. You're gonna have to convert all your old characters over because they completely did changed the level up system.
Okay.
So all your perk, instead of like you can
again, they did it again because I know they did it like for the Edge Runner update when they first added in the Edge Runner stuff, but there was another Edge Runner update they added recently. I think for the 1 year anniversary.
So what they did is your skills level up by you using them.
Oh, fuck you.
So it's like The Witcher. Your skills level up as you use them. Your perks are more like feats now.
I'm better off just starting a new character.
What?
I'm better off just starting a new character.
You can, based on what you had before, you can convert them over.
I'm gonna have to relearn my game because I'm telling you right now, I was playing some mishmash combination of what I like to call "fuck you" shotgun.
There's an entire perk tree just for shotgun.
No. Fuck you shotgun, which is essentially time stop. I shoot you in the head. Run over here. Shoot you in the head. Run over here. Shoot you in the head. Shoot you in the head. Run over here. Grenade. Run up here, and just wait for time to happen. Like I fire off, and the bullet's just gonna hang out in the air while I run around. It's like I'm David and Rebecca combined. Like fuck you. I'm like, what's this? This is what would happen if David fucked Rebecca. This right here.
So that's the new level. That's the new level up system. The perks are more like D&D feats. And then once you get to Phantom Liberty, there's another thing called relic points, which enhance your perks. And you find you earn.
Go ahead.
As you level up normally, you get perks, which as you level up normally, you get perks which you can spend, and you get attribute points. Then you got you have the normal attribute points, and then you've got skills which you got to use to advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you advance both in attribute points and in skill points, you get perks, and those do cool shit. Then when you get to Dogtown, every time you find a Miltech terminal, you can jack into the Miltech terminal and you get a relic point. And that's
okay.
That's like a separate tree of perk shit.
That might be expansion pack only.
And yeah, it doesn't unlock until you're in the expansion pack.
Okay.
But it's kind of hinted they always intended to include it because you could always select the relic and it would glitch out.
Yeah, it was one of those weird like blanked out areas on the screen, and I was like, "This is going to be an expansion at some point," and it just never happened. And it just never happened. And it
finally happened.
It finally happened. Am I allowed to go through the tunnel outside of Night City yet now?
Oh, it did. What do you mean?
So if you go, left hand side before you go into the Barrens area where the not the where the nomads are. If you go right instead of going towards them, and you just keep going down that way, you'll find an oil field and a bunch of things. And at the end of the long highway there, it's just a tunnel that you can't go through.
No, that's
and
I
don't mean like it's blocked off. I mean like invisible wall.
That's still on the map.
Okay.
Although they might have changed it, but I think that's still on the map.
Yeah. Well, there you are. That's fine. That's whatever. Anyway, all right. One more thing before we get into the actual news. So you've been watching Ahsoka.
I dropped it, but yeah.
See. Here's why I've been hearing from two different sources. One of them being Samba TV, the other one being I think a Newsweek or Variety polling, saying Samba saying that people are going to love Ahsoka. It's going to get really huge ratings, etc. After this point, especially now that they're going to be showing it on like TV, and everyone else has just been like, yeah, no, most people have dropped it because it didn't hit the itch for most Star Wars fans.
It's initially not for Star Wars fans, but people who watch Rebels
and Clone Wars, yeah,
that's Rebels and Clone Wars. It hits that itch initially, and then it falls apart.
See,
that's the problem. Is it fell apart on me? It got to the point where it's like, oh, Sabine's gonna, like, I saw like where it was going. Like, okay, Sabine's going down like she's betraying. Spoilers: she's betraying her master, and then she's gonna come back to the light and be a Jedi and all that shit. It's like, there's also making a big emphasis that she doesn't really have the Force. It's like, well, you can be a Jedi without the Force. Like, no, this is lore breaking.
No,
what are you doing, Filoni? You have been really good with the lore up until now.
Well, I mean, same thing happened with Mandalorian. The first two seasons were good. It started dropping off in the second season, and then third season just fell apart. No one talks about the third season.
Yeah,
it fell apart, and it's just I think this is just an ongoing issue where you have people who might know the story, but they don't know how to tell a good story in the way that they want. Like the whole falling to the darkness light thing. You know what you should do? You should watch Vox Machina season 1, the second half, and you'd have a good showing of that. It's right there. Actually, I told you I was watching Vox Machina all week. I finally finished up season 2, and it's a good overall show. It doesn't suffer from a lot of the things I would expect from a newer show, and it's made by the guys who do Critical Role. I don't like Critical Role personally because I don't like watching people play D&D.
You'd rather play D&D.
I'd rather play like it's one of those things. It's like I can already play D&D at this level. I don't want to watch other people playing D&D at this level. I don't need it. 1, 2.
I don't need to see the dice rolls. If you're gonna turn into a story, turn into a story.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like what happened in the Anime Slayers? That was based off D&D sessions that the production staff had.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's fucking amazing. It's a fucking amazing anime as well as the story.
I'm pretty sure that's how Dragonlance happened too. The entire Dragonlance story was just a couple of guys from WotC doing D&D and in the Dragonlance world, going, you know what, this sounds really good. Let's make it into a book, and they did.
Pretty much.
So that's what happened.
That's how Dragonlance happened. That's how most of the Forgotten Realms shit happened.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I think this is how Vox Machina is probably something that happened very similar. I'm looking at this going, okay, all right, I get this is them at level 1, level 4, it's them at level 6. Like I'm sitting here going, I know where you are. I can tell.
I know. I can tell where you're at.
I know where you're at. You know.
But you can also turn that part of your brain off
and enjoy the story.
Well, if you're watching Critical Role, they're great voice actors, they're good storytellers, but they're like there's too much mechanical shit in the way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's the issue there. That is the issue there, and that's the problem.
It works in parody. It doesn't work in actual storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of my favorite parodies are okay. This is Star Wars as a D&D campaign. hilarious, but it doesn't work when you're telling a legitimate story.
Yep, exactly. It's just one of those things. I mean, heck, I told you I've been working on the books. I've been mostly tearing apart the first book because it's too damn long. It's too damn long, and I'm just like I need to gut out portions because I know this I need to gut out portions because the character doesn't need to know he's been mind controlled and he's missing parts of his memory and emotions yet. Like it's too early, and I also don't want the audience to know yet because if the main character is narrating it for himself, he should know what's going on.
Right.
That's just one of those things.
By the way, for people who's like, I don't like Evangelion 3.33, no one knows what's going on. Well, that's because it's third person limited to Shinji, and Shinji doesn't know what the fuck is going on, so neither do you.
Yeah, that's
not a problem with the storytelling.
It's not a problem. That is not a problem with storytelling. And I was telling you, like I just finished book 1, 2, 3, 4, book 4, which I was telling you. Which I was explaining. I was like, this would be like Fairy Queens, Fey Realm, type shit. I figured out the ending. The ending is, I'm telling you, it's one line. I learned Fireball. And people who play D&D, they laugh because they understand. Oh, okay, all right, I get it.
Time to party.
Time to party. And like some people don't really understand. So there's a power progression here where he starts out too powerful in book 1, loses it all, and by book 2, he's just trying to gain magical power so he can actually survive. And by book 4, he's just like, I don't have any special powerful moves. I don't have it. It's not there. It's not a thing.
Well, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
We're not making fetch happen.
Like it's not happening. Okay. I've got Mage Hand, and that. I got Mage Hand and Shield. That's all I got. What do you want from me?
Oh, that's Mage Hand is only useful if you're an arcane trickster.
Oh, and like force push, but I don't know what the hell you would call that in D&D. But yeah. Anyway,
Magic
so let's
knockdown. I don't know. Magic Ram.
Yeah, that he has that. I was just like he right because he's only got kinetic spells right now.
Yeah, whatever spell is in Ring of the Ram, that's what it is.
Yeah, whatever that is, he has that. All right, let's actually get into the news.
They're letting it die.
So
they're not making any more Fooly Cooly.
I'm happy about this because Fooly Cooly 2 sucked, and the Fooly Cooly like extended other stuff sucked. I didn't need that in my life. I thought I did, and I thought I wanted it, but then I forgot one major issue. Fooly Cooly was a weird fucking story when I was a kid, and as an adult, you have to add in a little more drugs and a lot less whatever the hell they were doing. Like this should have made less sense, but be interesting. This made no sense and was boring. It was trying to capture that like coming of age between like being a child and being an adult, which is what you have throughout Fooly Cooly. And it's not like, excuse me as I turn into panelist mode here. Fooly Cooly is a coming of age story about a boy turning into a man and how he has to go and perceive himself. Along the way, space aliens are involved, but the space aliens are coming from his own head, his own imagination, his fears, his ideals, his problems. They all manifest in those ways, and he in turn has to go and try and solve them with the help of his ideal woman, who unknowingly to him is Haruko. Haruko. Can't say that 3 times fast. So you have that in Fooly Cooly 1, and it works out in the end because there's a point in every boy's life where you think you have it, you think you've got it, and then it all falls apart, and you're just kind of like, now what? And then you get up and you do it anyway.
We do it anyway.
And that's the whole point of the ending of Fooly Cooly.
That's in part of it. Part of it is also the Fooly Cooly was made after. Fooly Cooly was made after Evangelion. So, okay, let's make a less depressed coming of age story.
Yes,
but with similar themes And now because we've done Evangelion, we have a license to be weird.
Yeah, and it works. It's a good overall working,
And that's why if you don't have that context, fully
that's fine.
starts to fall apart.
Well, no, it doesn't because
it's still good, but it's the cracks start to show. But alternative, you didn't have those cracks started to really show, and you started to lose the coming of age.
It wasn't really a coming of age thing. It was about some girl trying to find fun and excitement. And I'm like, what is like? First of all, this is not Redline. Redline was a really good anime. Okay, this is not Redline. I know what you're trying to do. You're just executing it poorly. Okay, this you should have watched a little more Witch Academia. I think it was Little Witch Academia. I don't remember what it was called. Something Witch Academia
or something like that.
Yeah. But you needed to watch a little more of that and a lot less of whatever the heck, because the girl should have been dumber. The whole what made Takun good was that he, and that's not his real name. I don't remember his real name, but he was dumb. He had no clue what he was doing at all. But he would ram into things, yelling and like being angry about the fact he didn't know what he was doing. He was frustrated about it. And I'm like, look, I get that as a boy becoming, I understood that wholeheartedly.
When I watched LCL as a teenager, I got it.
I got it. I understand. I get you, dog. I get you. The alternative thing, the girl was too smart, and she was making too much sense. And I'm like, this is not. Remove the girl boss. Okay, just remove the girl boss. Protagonist must suffer genetic instability, some kind of gene oops that makes them stupid. Just look at Korra. All right. Once they made her smart, it stopped being interesting. Once they started making her smart in like book 2 or 3, nah, want nothing to do with the show. It's boring now. Aang was never smart. Through the entirety of all the books on Avatar, Aang was an idiot. Love that idiot.
It's really hard to write dumb protagonists, but it's also
really easy.
Smart protagonists.
It's really easy to write a dumb protagonist. Trust me, it just is. It's harder to write a smart protagonist that doesn't feel like they're preaching at you.
Yes,
that's the hard thing. A dumb protagonist is simple. It's I do what I do because I do. And sometimes there's deeper meaning behind that and things. And on those episodes, we learn a very important lesson. But most of the time, it's cactus juice. It's what'll quench you. Anyway. So next one.
So, but anyway, so they find after season 2, we didn't need it anymore. But they made 2 more seasons anyway. And now they're finally letting it die. Yeah, I think they did grunge and something else. It was grunge, and then shoegaze was the latest one. I didn't watch either of them. Didn't care. And the reason that those got made was Adult Swim commissioned them. All right. So Warner is letting it die. Finally, they need to let Ruby die so that it can be born again. It's already being born again. Ruby X Justice League is an amazing cartoon series, movie thing. You should watch it. It's actually pretty good. I've heard so much shit about it that I'm afraid. I've heard so many people shit on it that I'm afraid. In fact, someone asked me about it. It's like, I haven't watched it. I'm not telling you cartoons are fucking amazing, but I've heard a lot of negative shit about this, and I'm afraid. I'm not telling you to do a live reaction of it. I'm just saying it would be funny. Okay. Because you'll either fanboy over it, or you'll get pissed off and throw the remote at it. There's no in between here. Yeah, that might be it. It might be a love or hate thing. I mean, that's how a lot of people feel. I mean, I showed you what I found on Twitter, because Twitter is determined, or Twix is determined to
make me see Ruby no matter what. I'm just sitting there like scrolling. It's like Ruby thing. Oh, God damn it. Ruby thing. What is up with you? I don't know. I don't even subscribe to nothing, Ruby. Why do you keep doing this to me? Come on, Twix. Like, that's right. I have found the middle ground to piss off both sides. It's not Twitter. It's not X. It's Twix.
Anyways.
And like I showed you the imagery. I'm like, why don't we have these costumes? Like, because they were 15 when the show started. Well, it's been like 5 seasons. Shouldn't that be like at least 3 years in story?
It should. They've had 1 season. I'm not sure if they've had 2 seasons. I mean, not 1 season. I mean, they've had 1 cycle of seasons. I'm not sure they've had 2 cycles of seasons.
I don't know. I feel like
and then like going into that weird Wonderland thing probably fucked up time even more.
But John had an amazing beard.
Yeah, because he was stuck there for 3 decades in Wonderland time.
And we learned something very important. Wise likes guys with beards.
Wise likes guys with beards. Also, Ruby hates lesbians.
Yes, those were the things we learned. I'm not sure if it's lesbians.
Which blew up my White Rose shipping.
Which, for one thing,
No, it doesn't. She might be a self-hating lesbian.
No, it ends it. It ends it.
Game.
It's called They Share John. That's what it's called. All right. They don't do anything. Moving on.
I'm fine with that.
Next story.
Anyways, Trails through Daybreak launches in summer 2024. So I need to get back on playing Trails.
I've already gotten the Amazon thing to be like, hey, you'd like this, and I go, I would like this. But it's not the limited edition. It's just the regular edition, which gives me an art book, which is nice. But what I want is the limited edition because I don't know what comes with it. Come on, show me give me the limit. I want to spend $200 on a game. Give me that sweet limited edition.
I'm going to get the limited edition, and then I'm not going to play it because I'm also going to get it on Steam.
Not me.
That's where all my save files are. And there's going to be some sort of file transfer.
There will be. I mean, all of my save files outside of 1 and 2 are on my Switch. So,
did you know that for the Crossbell games, they're actually based on completely different versions of the game?
I knew that
between Switch and. Like one's PC's based on some mod combined with one version of the game, and then the Switch is based off, I think, the Evo versions of the games.
Yep.
So I learned that the other day. That's also why they have slightly different scripts.
Is that
there's like a couple of bugs that are in one and not the other. They're not exact one-to-one ports.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
I learned that the other day.
Next.
Okay, we're gonna have like a bunch of BioWare shit in a row.
That's fine because we've. I mean, let's go through it. How has BioWare been screwed up?
This DLC leads to a class action lawsuit.
Is this BioWare? I thought this was just a
the original game. The KOTOR 1 was BioWare's. KOTOR 2 was Obsidian, but it's a BioWare series.
Yeah, but I thought this is just okay. Anyway, so I'm happy about this because I'm now part of a class action lawsuit against the Spear because I want my goddamn game. You told me you were going to give me the mod with the extra stuff. I want it.
Yeah, the restored content mod is why. Like I played back in the day KOTOR 2 on Xbox when they didn't have the mod. There are things that are clearly missing. It's still a good game even with all the shit missing.
It is a good game. It holds up. It has its occasional bugs because it was made forever ago and that's
and it was a rush job.
And that's just kind of what you expected, but it was a good game and it was a fun game. That's what mattered. The number one issue I had was planting 1,000 mines and then shooting one guy and then watching thousands of things come at me and just my game freeze from just a sheer amount of explosions. It's like, what are you doing, Darren? Well, these people stay here and go into grenadier mode, and I stand right here shooting a pistol, and they all run through that giant minefield I made.
Oh, I remember that mission.
What do you mean mission? That was my number one way of fighting.
Oh, I only did that at the fucking on Dantooine when they attacked
constantly. Like if I there were points where a boss would be battling someone else and I'd just be running around putting mines in an area and just waiting for the tank to die. I'm like, and we wait. Now
the boss is coming at me.
They're down. And
that's one way you bypass the turn-based combat.
Yeah, that's one way you do it. Instant damage.
So the so there's a lawsuit to there's a lawsuit so people can be compensated for shit they were promised, shit that was advertised, but we never got.
I probably wouldn't have bought the game on Switch if this wasn't promised. The only reason I bought 1 and 2 together was because it was promised, that thing. I was expecting some kind of like file changeover type thing. But then I forgot, oh, right, they didn't have that in KOTOR 2 originally.
They didn't have that in KOTOR 2 because you play as a different character.
Yeah.
And the way that KOTOR 2 determines how KOTOR 1 went is it asks you questions.
Yeah, I forgot about that part, okay? It had been a while. It had been a little while. This game's what, like 15 years old? Leave me alone.
They could have done it. There was that kind of thing had been implemented.
Yeah, it probably could have been done, but they would have actually have gone in and actually made the changes.
And rush job.
Yeah.
But anyway, KOTOR 2 DLC leads to class action. Now with the KOTOR remake, everything's getting memory hold about the KOTOR remake.
The reason why is because they probably realized they should not do it. I'm not sure if you've seen, so three or four remakes recently. This is one of them.
Okay, so
have been memory hold.
Okay, apparently this is because of licensed music, according to Sony. That's still sketch as shit.
Oh, Sony, I can't trust a single thing you say because you keep taking away anime titties but allow like transsexual butt sex. So I can't trust anything you tell me. Okay.
So that's the official reason, but they memory hold all they left other things up from the showcase, but memory hold everything relating to the Knights of the Old Republic remake,
which is weird. 1 and 2, and this is very, very important. I hope they just axe it because there's been a few other remakes that have been announced that have been memory hold. One of them being The Last of Us 2 was announced a remake, and like everyone's just been trashing it. And
why do we need a
Why do we need a Last of Us 2 remake? I'll tell you why. Because Naughty Dog doesn't know how to make a Crash Bandicoot game again. They have forgotten the joy that is Crash Bandicoot. Okay, they have forgotten the roots.
Remember when Crash Bandicoot was supposed to be the mascot for PlayStation?
And he went like running around in a car or something outside of a Nintendo headquarters with
Nintendo USA headquarters
with a megaphone. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, so, are you afraid, Blubberman?
Like that
was
that was funny. I enjoyed it.
It was that, and like Rayman was kind of platform independent, but you had like all these all these different things that could have been the next. Yeah. Could have been the Sony answer to Sonic and Mario.
You had Rayman
became platform independent. Spyro jumped to Nintendo, and we haven't seen shit from Crash Bandicoot.
No, Jumping Flash disappeared after Crash Bandicoot showed up. That was it. Also, I don't think most people played Jumping Flash, which was a weird giant robot platform game thing in first person. So, yeah,
first person platforming. Blah.
Oh, it's kind of like those free runner games before they happened. And I was like, okay, I'm a robot rabbit. That explains the jumpy thing.
Yeah, those were the platforming shit was my least favorite part of Duke Nukem, and when that shit showed back up in Duke Nukem Forever, I threw my controller across the room.
Like, fuck this shit, never again, never again.
So I was so fucking salty. I was like, yeah, I fucking love, like, yeah, fucking, like, everyone says it sucks, but I fucking, now that I'm playing it 5 years after everyone trashed it, I'm actually enjoying the shit out of it. Fuck yeah. Oh shit, platforming. God damn it. Fuck this game.
All right, what's next?
BioWare news. But it wasn't BioWare. One of their subcontractors
so
fired all of their staff.
Now, to be fair, this is, before anyone freaks out, Dragon Age Dreadwolf Q&A testers have all been fired.
Yeah, the Q&A testers.
Okay, so this is not like the programmers or story people or whatever. It's not developers. These are the testers. This is the first ever video game industry union, and BioWare decided they were not going to renew their contract with them, and the company said, we can't afford you guys, so you all are fired because you're all a package deal.
And now there's going to be a suit because of, we should have gotten better packages.
You negotiated these. you negotiated those.
You negotiated that.
Excuse me. Your union negotiated those for you, so you didn't have to do it for yourself.
Oops.
This is why I don't join a union. All right. There's a reason why. After a job, I usually end up okay, and everyone else kind of goes, "What happened? I was part of the union." Go, that's what happened. You were part of the union. You spend a lot of money for someone else to not do work. Anyway, so I feel for these people. I do. At the same time, why the fuck are you're testers? Why are you unionized at all? For what reason?
Probably so they don't probably to fight back against crunch, which is an issue.
They are testers
in the industry.
Crunch is more development than testers.
Right. Having done testing, they're gonna be crunch and testing.
I have never done testing. I've only been on the other side, which is just sitting around waiting for. I'm like, hey, I need this report from the testers. I need the report from the testers. I need this report from the testers. I need this report from testers. Hey, can I get Q&A to answer my fucking emails? 2 days before production. Oh, there's some major glitches here.
Well, what's happening is, what's happening is, okay, we need to test, and you're testing, like, and then while you're trying to test it, because you've built out enough time to get your testing done, then management drops a bunch of other shit in your lap, and it comes to the point where management's making you do all this other shit besides testing what you're supposed to be doing. Then you have to do all your testing at the end.
That's ridiculous.
And have to stay after to do it, and it's fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
And it was doubly so frustrating for me because I was both a tester and a developer, and I was motherfucking my boss the entire time because I knew I was the person who's gonna have to fix this shit, and I wasn't getting I wasn't getting time to test in order to give myself time enough to fix shit before launch. And I put myself. I didn't make deadlines, and I put myself further behind, but it was worth it because I took time to document all my gripes about it.
There you go.
I am not being given enough time to do this,
Gotcha.
And I was the only one who got good ratings, even though I was the only one who didn't meet deadlines because all my shit was actually tested, and all the bugs that I reported got fixed. And there were other bugs on shit. There were other bugs that went undiscovered that people just signed off. Oh, I tested this, and they didn't really test.
There you are.
So
all right.
It was. So yeah, there is crunch in there is crunch in testing. It's usually because of mismanagement, but
next.
That's why you have crunch in programming as well, and development as well.
Next,
manage their shit. Anyways, so next two articles are sort of video game news.
All right, what is it? Let's go.
But they're both also racing news.
Oh, it's this crap.
So, Gabe Newell is going racing at Le Mans in Le Mans top category. I don't think this article mentions that the team's owned by Gabe Newell.
Why not?
No, it doesn't. It just focuses on the fact that it's Aston Martin. But Aston Martin is contracting with Heart of Racing, which is owned by Valve founder Gabe Newell. In the video they did alongside this, one of the experts they had on said, "Oh, Gabe Newell, he's some sort of video game tycoon." It's like, the Gabbin, some sort of video game tycoon.
Some kind of video game tycoon. Who knows?
Who knows? Like, only the person who developed Half-Life and created Steam, the biggest game platform out there.
Whatever works.
But yeah, they're going. So with Aston Martin, they were supposed to go Valkyrie racing, race the Valkyrie with under the Red Bull banner, but then Lawrence Stroll bought the team because his son needed bought the brand to make sure that his son Lance had a race seat in Formula One. So that caused the deal with Red Bull to fall apart. But they had this hypercar, this hypercar, the Valkyrie, that they developed specifically for Le Mans racing. And now finally they must have gotten some of the IP released from Red Bull engineering to actually go take it Le Mans racing.
All right. So that'll be what, in 2025?
2025. They're gonna take it Le Mans, and I think they're also gonna take it to 24 Hours of Daytona. So it'll be in both WEC and IMSA.
So we'll see what this new hypercar can do.
Yes.
All right. What's next?
So
more racing.
What?
More racing.
This is huge fucking news. We've covered shit related to this before. So Motorsports Games has been a fucking shit show.
We've said this.
They finally gave up on trying to make a NASCAR console game, and they just sold the license to iRacing.
Now, is iRacing going to give us a NASCAR console game?
They acquired most of the team that made the last one. And their DNA comes from the NASCAR console racing scene, and they're co-owned by Dale Jr. And they make one of the better simulators, and they have a bunch of Simcade experience, so it should be pretty good. But NASCAR's free from Motorsport Games. Now we got to see what the fuck happens with IndyCar and Le Mans. Motorsport Games still has that under an iron grip, and those games continually get delayed again and again and again. Like, oh, we're gonna make this, and we haven't made it. We haven't made a lot of progress. There's an update to this game we've already made because we can't get our shit together.
Sounds about right.
So that's happening. Up goes Bro. So that's what's happening in the sim racing world.
It's a heavy video game week apparently.
Yep. We have more video game news. Jim Ryan is retiring in 2024.
He is, which I'm happy with because maybe we will get back anime titties.
Maybe.
Look, I'm just saying. All right. Whoever is next in line in PlayStation, just give us back anime titties. and
Please.
people will come back. What you need to do is open up for third-party publishers to easily access your console and put games on your store, like Nintendo did, and Anime Titties will flood it on their own as nature intended, and then you'll have more sales and more games. Again, one of my favorite games is the lesbian magical girl schoolhouse game, like Blue something. I forget what it's called. You have it.
Blue Reflection.
Yes, that one. Blue Reflection 2, where I am an amnesiac girl in some random schoolhouse or some random school that is in another dimension that no one knows how the heck we all got there, but we're all girls and it's okay.
I got distracted with the what's happening. And it's Israel, misspelling of Israel, Palestine, Gaza.
No. Is Israel is real. Okay. Two different topics there. Okay, one is about Israel, the other one is about Bigfoot.
Wait, you can't put those things together.
Yes, I can.
You got in trouble last time.
I did get in trouble last time. Katsucon, I'm still waiting for that apology. Still waiting on that. Whenever you get on that, I'm not saying I didn't say you didn't let me finish this panel on one of my why should we let you? You didn't let me finish this one. It's on one of my panel submissions. Like you didn't let me finish.
You might have been a little bit salty.
I am still salty. I am still very angry about the whole thing.
But anywho, so speaking of Sony, I guess this is tech news.
Yeah, I mean, video game news and tech news. But Sony discloses a data breach that exposed info of almost 6,800 employees and their family members. We're talking about insurance information, where they live, phone numbers, emergency contact. It was great. Great.
So apparently it was with the Move It file transfer platform, which they use internally.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
I would feel bad, but I don't. I just do not. That's my issue. Now this is, I believe, right after they did this, they gave us a game for free for some reason, and I'm like, why'd you give me something for your employees having their data sent? I don't understand what's going on here.
It's still to soften negative PR.
Whatever.
Oh, they can't bitch about it because we gave them something for free, and it didn't happen to them anyway. That's was the thinking.
All right, what's that?
Anywho, D&D news. WotC is banning the word witch.
Actually, WotC is banning a lot of things besides just witch. So WotC is of course the owner of such games as Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, where you have things like shamans, druids, clerics, witches, all of those things in various as classes, as iconography and cards, as names of things, and what have you, right?
Right.
Well, WotC is trying to go and get away from problematic things that may upset people who are religious. So they're removing words. They're removing words witch, druid, cleric, shaman, voodoo.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They do not want anything that could upset people who are non-Christian. Which is funny because WotC has an ongoing battle with Christians about them possibly summoning the devil. I don't know. WotC, problematic words, shaman, cleric, druid.
I mean, WotC's does dumb stuff all the time.
Yeah, but
it doesn't surprise me. But this is also you're breaking you're starting to break core mechanics here.
You're starting to break core brands.
Yeah.
All right. I'm waiting for them to start saying the word dragon is racist. Just so I can watch. No, we're doing dungeons and what?
And what?
Say it, white boy. Say it. Say the D word. That's our word.
Dragons.
Oh, I forgot. We forgot one piece of BioWare news. Now that I said that, I forgot about that.
What?
Well, so BioWare is being possibly sued for a racist commentary online for saying happy for Latin America month. They went with Latinx.
That wasn't BioWare. That was Bungie.
Damn it! Wrong company. Same stupidity.
Starts with a B.
Starts with a B. Yeah, well, it was a game I liked. It was a first-person shooter, but I don't play it no more.
Halo.
Because they
Bungie doesn't even make fucking Halo anymore. They make whatchamacallit, Destiny.
No, they make what's it called? Mistakes.
Yes.
Okay.
As does 343, who took over Halo.
There we go.
Oof.
Anyway. So there you are, WotC, whose entire majority of their games, I think nearly all their games, have the word witch in it in some way, shape, or form. It's like, no.
But if it's because of religious reasons, like one of the most pro-Christian pieces of media ever made was the line "the witch in the wardrobe."
Shh. They don't want to piss off the Wiccans, who are apparently the only people who work there. These pseudo. This is what happens when you have white women who don't have a husband, who tells them to don't burn the roast. All right. We let women burn the roast for too long.
Moving on. Why are you playing CNN? Fuck you. So, Disney's about to ruin Bambi, apparently.
Okay, so Disney is saying that they are going to change the way that Bambi's mom was depicted in the animated series. And my whole thing was, what do you mean you're going to change it for the live action? Bambi's mom has one source: to be a loving mother and then to die. That's the point of Bambi's mom.
That's the point of Bambi's mom.
What are you doing here? And don't get me wrong, Bambi, when I was a little kid, fucked me up. I refused to go hunting with my dad for a good 6 months. I was also like 5 at the time, but so I wasn't really allowed to shoot at things, but eventually.
So Bambi fucked me up when I was 4. When I was 6, we watched Bambi in class, and I got in trouble because I bragged about eating venison during it. And I fucked which traumatized everyone else in class.
That's terrible. You should have brought them deer jerky first. You have to sit there and make them associate tasty with God. And that's how a vegetarian is born. Why the fuck is
that's how you solve obesity in the hood.
Yeah. That'll do it. All right, what's next?
Last thing,
Twitter removes headlines from articles shared on the platform. His
not
aesthetic.
A fan.
I am of two worlds about this. One, I work really hard for those titles. Okay, like making a good title for our articles is difficult. First of all right, there's alliteration involved. There's some thought process involved. I work for it. Okay, but at the same time, I'm really tired of people giving me an article and it having a big headline and me actually reading it going, this has nothing to do about what's on the headline. The headline says one thing.
I'm tired about that as well.
All right.
the reason I'm I'm 100% against this is going to make it so. In a way, this is good, but it's also bad. It's going to be fucking annoying. That means like if someone posts an article, they're either to double check what that article means, you're going to actually have to click on it, and that's going to lead to so much
ad revenue.
What?
So much ad revenue.
I said Rickrolling.
Oh. I was going with ad revenue.
No, this is gonna lead to so much Rickrolling.
See, I don't have Rickrolling. All I have is boob shaking. So you click on something, you end up with this.
You were just waiting. You had that on speed dial.
I did. It was sitting there, and I'm like, where's the X? Where's the X article? Where's the X? Here it is. It's at the end. It works.
Is that part of the site back up yet?
The news site is up. The boobs are not up until I can do. I'm trying to integrate the stupid system, or trying to at least trying to just IP block a state.
I'm sorry.
I need to figure.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. I understand why, and I'm okay with getting age verification on a website with boobs. It's not meant to have kids there. I get it. I understand. Kids should work for their titties. I worked hard to get to my dad's Playboys. These kids should not be having access to titties this easily. They got to work for it. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying you got to work for them titties. All right. That's all I'm saying. Like that's the way I grew up. Yeah. You got lucky occasionally. You found like an old Playboy, and you're just like, oh, here it is.
You go exploring in the woods. You find the homeless encampment.
Pretty much, yeah. Like some hobo you used to live here, and there's a Playboy. It's like, here we go.
So
anyway, what was I going to talk about? There was something I wanted to talk about at the end, and my brain shut off. I forgot. It went away. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. So I think Amazon Prime realizes, or Amazon has realized what is their good shows. My problem with them right now is I don't think they know how to go and capitalize on it.
Oops.
So I liked watching The Boys season 1, 2, and 3. Very good show. You liked it too, right?
I haven't watched The Boys.
You haven't watched The Boys?
Nope.
You have not watched The Boys. The Boys.
It's a
superhero. It's a superhero. It's a superhero thing.
I know. The thing was, someone tried to just ram it down my throat, and I was like, this can't be anywhere near as good as you're saying.
It's probably not.
Watch it now because you're pushing it down my throat.
Probably not, but it's a decent commentary on humans. Some people believe that power corrupts, and some people believe that all power does is it makes the aspects of you shine more brightly. And you watch these broken people with superpowers just be terrible people, and normal people trying to like survive and get revenge, essentially. Anyway, the point being, so the Boys was a very, very popular thing. They did The Boys season 1 and 2. Then they did some animated thing called Diabolical. I tried watching one episode of it and I gave up on it because it was just like this weird Hanna-Barbera, no talking baby goes outside for the first time, save the baby type thing, except a lot more bloody and gruesome. And I'm like, this is okay, but it's been 25 minutes of this. These are normally about 6 minutes long. It's too long.
It's too long. I can go. If I wanted this, I could go watch Happy Tree Time. Pretty
much. It's like, I'm just like, this works in small doses. This is too long. I don't know who decided on this. It's a good idea. I like the idea. Your execution's shit.
Oops.
So I was like, okay, that's not very good. But they made a new season of something called Gen V, which is like superhero academy high school type thing. And it's interesting and weird, and I'm enjoying watching it and going, oh, it's like if Disney stars were superheroes. You can see all the drugs that they do. But what's really weird about The Boys and the other thing where they're like in, I'm not sure if they're in high school or college. I assume they're college age because they're drinking constantly. Between The Boys and Gen V is that in The Boys, girls are topless, and like you see a dick pretty often. In Gen V, I have yet to see one boob, but I've seen tons of dicks. I'm like, why is it that the girls are having sex with their shirts on? Why is it that whenever a girl's having sex, her shirt is on? I've seen a dick multiple times now. I've seen a dick explode because of blood magic.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was. It is like, I'm just like, what is wrong with like, who decided on this show? I wanted a titty, just one titty, please. One titty. All I want. One titty. Come on. You had no problem with titties for 3 seasons, and then this one you're like, nah, no titties. You have a dick all you want. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, off topic, but related to something we started with. Apparently they're in the opening process of starting a live action cyberpunk adaptation.
No, leave it alone. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Don't do it. All right.
I mean, it depends. I mean, Edge Runners worked because like they let because CD Projekt Red pretty much said, okay, here's a bunch of shit, and Maximum Mike said, here's a bunch of shit, and they let Trigger do its thing.
Well, I mean, the live actions that work are the ones that are made by people who actually enjoy the content and the original source material. The One Piece live action works because it understands what it is, which is One Piece is not meant to be taken seriously.
Exactly.
Okay, the most powerful freaking form Luffy has is literally of some kind of weird giggling god. That's his ultimate form, giggling god mode. And I'm like, okay. And he has Hanna-Barbera Looney Tunes style powers. And I'm like, all right, sure. You know what? That makes sense because nothing about One Piece has been like, okay, it's been like serious, it's been like gripping, it's been all those things, but it's never taken itself very seriously. And it should not take itself very, very seriously. That's why the One Piece live action works. It doesn't take itself very seriously. It's amusing. They even have the fight with the Swordmaster, and he uses a freaking knife this big. So if they're gonna do Cyberpunk, if they're gonna do an Edge Runners live action, they shouldn't. They should not do an Edge Runners live action. They should do a different story.
It's not. It wasn't going to be Edge Runners. It was going to be a different story.
Okay, one.
And it's two, at the very. It's. They haven't even hired a screenwriter yet, so that's how early it is.
Okay, so it's just like it's rumors at this point.
Well, they announced it during a conference call, where apparently the conference call didn't go so well because they talked about how much money they've spent fixing the game. Which was 120 million.
If it makes them feel any better, at least they aren't being charged by Unity.
There's that. Did we cover that last episode, or did that drop during?
That dropped before Anime USA, I think, didn't it?
Okay, that dropped before Anime USA, but was it before or after?
I don't remember, but if those of you who don't know, Unity's trying to nickel and dime everyone. We did talk about this. I was talking about how Nintendo was going to tell you to fuck off.
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah, we did. We did.
Oh boy,
that was an ongoing thing. I still cannot believe the stupidity of that. Like that just amused the shit out of me.
Well, you know why they did it. You know who You know who their CEO is. It's the CEO. It's the CEO who wanted to fucking nickel dime everyone. It was head of EA, a CEO who was such an asshole that Suda51 made him the villain of No More Heroes.
Yep.
When one of the developers you work with hates your ass so much,
he makes you the villain.
He turns you into a villain.
I'm not gonna lie. When they said they were making a new Metal Gear game, I was like, "This is where they make Hideo Kojima the villain of the show, isn't it?" Like that was my thought process. I'm like, "This is where like this is it, right? This is the moment." But they didn't. They didn't go for it.
The next Metal Gear, they need to do that.
There will be no more Metal Gear. They tried that once with that weird Metal Gear like online. Like tower defense thing that they did. I don't know whatever the hell that was.
That's when you knew Metal Gear was dead.
Yeah, I was just like, Metal Gear's dead. What do you mean? It's dead. We are done here. I was hoping for Metal Gear 6, which was going to continue the Big Boss Snake, Liquid Snake, whatever that, or no, not Liquid, Naked Snake. What the hell?
Whatever the hell it is.
Okay, there's the original Snake, then there's the second Snake that isn't really Snake, then there's the third Snake that is Snake but isn't Snake, and then there's a fourth Snake that's Big Boss. The fifth Snake is Solid Snake and possibly Liquid Snake.
And then you have Raiden in there.
Raiden's not a snake. He's
there.
He's just there to tell me about nanomachines.
Nanomachines, son.
Nanomachines, son. That's still the best. Like people can say what they want, but that is the best game in the Metal Gear series because it does not take itself seriously at all. It's so off the wall.
That game is like, okay, we don't have Kojima's gone. We have to do all the Kojima things, but we don't have to take ourselves seriously anymore.
Like I love
this isn't high fucking art anymore. We're just gonna have fun, and that's why it's the best.
It's the best.
Like, I mean, all of the other Metal Gear Solid games, they're great, they're fun, but Kojima's trying to make them high fucking art.
Yes.
And that game, it finally stopped sniffing its own asshole.
And that's why it's the best game in the series. It is. I think the only thing that makes me laugh more than that is seeing the Metal Gear like remake bundle thing that they have. It's saying that this is a product of its time. So some things might be lost in translation. I'm going, what's lost in translation in Metal Gear Solid 2? Are you in Metal Gear Solid 1? You're telling me that the DARPA chief isn't a high-ranking official in some way, shape, or form because he has access to multiple parts of our military weaponry because they make it? Are you telling me that they don't have access to military reports and things like? Are you telling me that in Metal Gear Solid 2, when they're saying that there's some secret cabal of corporations who work together to go and control us in some way, shape, that's all lies?
That's all lies.
Are you sure?
Sure.
I've read the Twitter report. I've seen some of these FOIA requests. Julian Assange is still in jail. I don't know what has to do with anything. I just feel like bringing that up.
Anyways.
This has been the Geek-Posium. I'm going to get back to playing Honkai Star Rail. Don't you guys do the same. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
All right, I got homework to do tonight, but I was like, do I do this? Do I write this paper, write this other paper tomorrow, or do I get one of them done tonight?
I don't know. I'm gonna make some tacos and then chill out, so I can have tacos tomorrow while I watch football. That's my plan. It's my plan for the evening.
I watched football today. I don't need to watch football tomorrow.
I don't watch football on Saturday because Saturday's college football. I don't watch college football if I can help it.
I don't watch pro football if I can help it.
See, there we are. That's our major difference here. I'm watching people who beat their wives. You're watching people who beat their girlfriends. Two entirely different people. Oh, I'm sorry. Boyfriends. My bad. I have to be PC about this. Have a good night, everybody.